Ultrakill. It's an amazing game, full of a lot of advanced tech, like projectile boosting, overpumping, chainsaw juggling, cannonball rebounds, cannonball snipes, core nukes, ultra boost, dead coins, slab coins, sharp coins, but most importantly for the sake of this video, rail coins. So, what is railcoining? Well, let's break it down to its parts. The first part is easy. The electric rail cannon is a blue variant of the rail cannon, and like the other rail cannons, it has no secondary fire. Instead, it just zooms in, and can fire on the first frame of being pulled out. And after firing, it drains the rail cannon charge meter and must refill before being able to fire the rail cannon again. For its primary attack, it fires a piercing hit scan laser. The last part, however, is a bit more complicated. The marksman revolver is the green variant of the revolver, but the weapon itself isn't important. Instead, it's the marksman's secondary fire that matters. When you press the right mouse button, you toss out a coin. If you shoot the coin with a hit scan attack, any hit scan attack, like the revolver itself, it will ricochet into a nearby enemy, coin, or player-fired projectile. This is called a ricochet, but any ricochet projectile will gain a bit of damage. Shooting the coin with anything else will be an ultra ricochet. There is no split shot, but they otherwise function the same way as a regular ricochet. But shooting the coin isn't the only thing it's good for. You can punch it too. Punching the coin with the feedbacker, the default arm, can turn it into a hit scan projectile, but it can't hit other coins, and will auto-aim towards the nearest enemy. Punching a coin also increases its damage, by a lot. Also, punching the coin to the surface will cause it to bounce off of it, but only increase its damage up to 3 times. Shooting a punched coin also increases the damage of the ricochet projectile. So how does this relate to the rail cannon? Well, remember what I said about the rail cannon earlier? It fires a piercing hit scan laser? This works with the coin. So how do you use this to your advantage? Well, simple. Toss a coin behind an enemy. For example, take the Maurice here. It takes 2 rail cannon shots to kill them, but nobody's got time for that. So instead, you can rail coin. Toss a coin behind them and bam, you got it. Not too hard, right? Well, everything in this game gets more complicated, and this is no exception, because you see, one coin is never enough. The most obvious way to improve this is by tossing one coin behind and one coin in front of the enemy. But how? 2 ways. The first way is by tossing one coin backwards and one coin forwards. Better to toss the backwards one first and a bit higher, and then the forward one through the enemy. Shoot it with the rail cannon and profit. Or you can use the fact that coins will be affected by your momentum and walk backwards while throwing the second, instead of tossing one backwards. It honestly works better and is usually easier with practice. But it gets worse, because what if you wanted to use more than 2 coins? Well, just tossing out more coins won't work too well, so you'll have to abuse something else. So, similar to the rail cannon, you can toss out a coin on the first frame the marksman is pulled out. This is particularly useful here because it means you can toss out more coins after firing the rail cannon. Since the rail cannon creates a super satisfying hit stop when it damages an enemy, you can toss out more coins into them. This creates a powerful multi-ricochet shot with the newly spawned coins. The easiest way to do this is to do the same setup as before, but after shooting the coin, switch back to the marksman and mash the right mouse button as fast as possible. But it gets worse. Back to punching coins. If you punch a coin as the rail cannon shot hits it, the laser will ricochet and the coin will be punched towards the enemy, and the rail cannon shot will then ricochet directly into the same coin. To do this, perform the same setup as before, backing up and tossing a coin, and then tossing one behind the enemy. But when you shoot the other coin, wait a brief moment before stepping forward and punching the first coin. Simple, right? Well, maybe, but it isn't easy. If you're struggling with the timing of the punch, try reacting to the rail cannon hitting the enemy. Depending on your reaction time, it might give you just enough time to hit the coin. So, now, what if you wanted to combine the two? Well, if you're good at the railcoin punch, then it isn't too much harder. Just perform the trick, switch back to the marksman, and mash the right mouse button like your life depends on it. Now, there might be a few speed bumps on your way to consistency. The most important of which is how do I use this in an actual combat scenario? Well, it would be best to use it on slower enemies, since faster ones might just run out of the way. Alternatively, try walking predictably, like a straight line. Just be careful not to get hit by other enemies. Another problem you might have is that you keep missing the coins. Well, try practicing for a while in sandbox mode. Just turn on no weapon cooldown and try some coin trick shots. But even better, try it with the core eject jackhammer. Since the launch cores count as hit scan for the coins, you can practice it with a much harder timing. A third problem you might have is that you keep on missing the punch. So try walking backwards, tossing the coin, and then walking forwards a step, as described earlier, but now try to shoot the coin instead of punching it. This will help you aim at the coin at close ranges. A fourth problem, keep mistiming the rail coin punch. Try doing it without using the rail cannon and the enemy, simply just a wall in front of you. This should help you get the basic motions down without fumbling with the switch to the rail cannon. And the fifth one, I keep dying while trying to use this in an actual stage. Well, just turn on the difficulty to practice, no shame. Alternatively, practice in sandbox mode without blind enemies enabled to create a controlled combat scenario. That's all for now. Happy hunting.